Hi, and thank you for coming to our channel, Atako Tidbits. So, I am your host, Susanna Cunningham, and I'm here today to answer a few of the questions that you may have regarding uh, our organization. So, one of the first questions that you'll probably have is, are we a nonprofit? As of the moment, we are not a nonprofit. We have not established ourselves as a nonprofit due to so many things that have to be lined up in order to do this. It's in the works, though. It's in the works. And it takes time, patience, money, and just like everybody else, we all have to work for a living and do this as time permits. So once we do become a nonprofit, you'll be the first ones to know. And along with that, the question that will come next will be, what services will you be providing? Well, apart from educational services via our website, historical educational services, and other connections, we will also be providing some type of social service that will benefit you. However, we cannot disclose that information due to it not being set in stone. Once we have achieved our nonprofit status, once our monies are lined up and we're able to provide services, you'll be the first ones to know because you will be the recipients. We'll tell you who, when, how, where, and why, and if there'll be any applicable eligibility paperwork that you'll have to provide to us to benefit from those services. But again, you'll be the first one to know. Next question. Why why are who are the Yanaguana bands of Mission Indians and why are they attached to the Atako website? Well, first of all, we are Afro-Indigenous and in some cases Mexican Indigenous descendants, Afro descendants. And because of this, that is our focus to help our peoples succeed. We want to educate them and help them succeed and just be part of the mainstream the African American experience. And with that said, the Yanaguana bands of Mission Indians was formally brought together by a couple of representatives of particular bands of peoples living in the San Antonio area who are descendants of all of these missions, both in Texas and northern Mexico, which is pretty much around the Rio Grande area, right south of the Rio Grande. Those missions are referred to as the gateway missions because those were the missions that gave way to the missions in San Antonio and other parts of Texas. And consequently, some of the descendants, as ourselves, got together and decided, hey, we want to apply for federal recognition. And so we did that in 2004. However, as Indigenous peoples, we've been here on our Native American side for over 11,000 years, and on our African side, over 400 years. Being that we were here way before as Afro-Indigenous peoples, being here that we were before we belong to the state of Texas, before the creation of the state of Texas, the Republic of Texas, the Republic of the Rio Grande, the country of Mexico, the French were here, and also, of course, being a Spanish slash Portuguese colony. Consequently, we qualify as Indigenous peoples because we were there way before everything else. And I'll do a video that will specifically explain, especially on the African American side, because a lot of individuals don't understand that as Afro peoples that have a bona fide genealogical history dating back to prior to Texas history don't understand, or some other state in the United States will do not understand that they, in essence, are indigenous because Africa was a long time ago. Depending, because there were so many different waves of Africans. So that's something to discuss. And most of us have Africans that came in at different periods within our genealogical tree. However, if you can trace those are the ones that we're referring to, trying to educate about that via the website. That's here. Then the last question might be is what can I do to help? Well, obviously, money is key. Money is key at this moment. Doesn't have to be much. It can be a small donation such as $20, but $20 will go a long way. It can help pay for this website. It can help pay for this videos. It can help pay for the phone service, for our time, our research. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. Trust me, it takes a lot. $20 is pretty much our base donation. You can go to our website. There's a little heart link and you can donate there. Also, if you have a business, you like to advertise with us, you can also contact me via Atako donate at gmail.com. Again, that's Atako, Atako, donate, all one word, at gmail.com, and or call me and we can set something up. It's at your discretion, and absolutely when we obtain our 501c status, we'll definitely give you that receipt so that you can go ahead and make it a tax write-off, so your money will not be lost. And more importantly, it's going to go to a great cause that will benefit the public. So the last question may be, so why does it even matter? Why does history even matter? Who cares? Well, let me tell you, that the powers that be care. The powers that be know. The powers that be fund themselves. This country was funded off not only our work, our backbones, our sweat, but also they continue to seek monies, federal monies, state monies, to do so many things that are in reference to history. I'll give you an example. The San Antonio Spanish Archives just recently got a couple of million dollars to help preserve and digitize and clean up so many records that were left by the Spanish prior to even the part of this several of the states before the Treaty of Hidalgo, which I believe included Texas, Kansas, all the way to California, for God's sake. All of these lands that were incorporated to the United States, they have records that precede certain states being formed. That is our patrimony. That's why it's important. There's a reason why so much money is spent in history. But you know what? It's sad that they know more about you and me than we do. And I should say that lucky for us, these young ones, I guess in part thanks to internet, now us being citizens of not just our city and state, but of the world, because we're connected worldwide. I mean, you can reach people in Timbuktu, via WhatsApp, which uses internet, via, any type of chat, via email. We're so connected that we're learning about each other. We're learning who we are. Look, we have relatives. Look at DNA. DNA is a powerful, powerful thing. That, it's funny that the same system that they used to separate us, to tear our families apart, are now bringing us back together via DNA. That's like, wow. So we were last for 100, 200, 300, 400, 5 years ago, but we're finding each other. Just think about that. Also, think about all the discrimination we have gone through, the ones that we're currently go through. Also, how can you fight a fight if you don't know what you're fighting about? How can you sit there and talk to law enforcement? How can you sit there and defend yourself in a court of law? How can you sit there and debate with other people if you don't even know where you came from? Hello? It is so important. It's not, I am Miss Johnson and my family lives in, XYZ, XYZ state, and that's my hood. And no, sorry, that doesn't cut it. People died, and people are still dying to give us that opportunity. They died just so that we could read and write. They died just so that we could vote. They died so that we can just be free, not be enslaved peoples. Because as indigenous American Indians, that is, for those of you who don't know what that means, and African peoples, we were enslaved. We were used, bartered, abused physically, sexually, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, in so many ways. They just shredded us like they shredded us. They shredded us like you shred meat. They just shredded us, you know? We have to peel like an onion each layer of that abuse. Even your language. People can't speak their we lost our languages. We lost so many things. But we can get them back. We can get them back. We can. We have to unite. We have to educate ourselves, at least understand the very basics, but we got to get it together. Because in numbers, there's power. And the more we stick together, the farther we can get ahead. I tell you, sisters and brothers, that is the answer. That is the answer. Now, also, we have to stop fighting each other. We have to work together. No colorism. Oh, she's light, she's bright. Oh, he's dark, he's ugly. He nasty, he's stink. Oh, hell no. No, 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 that's not the answer. Oh, she lives in a ghetto. I live over on the north side of town. I live in Stone Oak. I'm a president. I'm a school, administrator. I'm XYZ. Who freaking cares? Who freaking cares? You're still a person. If you come from a certain race, you're all the same. Everybody the same. If you're black, you're black. If you're white, you're white. Don't matter what badge or uniform you wear or how much money's in your bank. Everybody's gone through the same thing and has a common interest. Well, I won't bore you anymore with this conversation. Or hopefully I motivate you to care a little more, to understand things. I can't sit here and teach you 500 years of our history here in the Americas. I can't. You have to put some effort yourself. And there's no excuse. You can't say, well, I'm tired or I'm old or why should I? No, there's no excuses. I'm sorry. Because when things go wrong, you're the first ones to complain. I don't like this president. Well, hell, did you vote? Are you a registered voter? Certainly, one vote may not count, but if a bunch of us get out there and vote, it will count. So that's just one tiny example of what can happen. On a larger scale, again, unfortunately, people had to lose their lives. But look at what happened with George Floyd, and all the others who died unjustly. We can make a change, but you have to believe in yourself and you have to learn and understand why it is the way it is. There's a history behind all this racism. There's this history behind this sorry poverty we live in. There's a history behind all that. But we can change it. We have the power. Just think if we all took 1 week, let's just say 5 work days. Now go to work, now get on the bus, not go to HEB, the grocery store, not fly anywhere, not do a deadly thing for anybody. This world would come to a screeching halt. They would lose millions. They can't live without us. We are power. We have power, but we have to understand how to use it. All right, peace, over and out. See you later.